Welcome to Saugerties. Stan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi. A big matchup here with 3 games to go for the Diamond Dawgs. A win, and they are in. However, if they are to lose here tonight to the Stallions, the door will be kept open for the Boonville Lumberjacks. Nick, this a big game for both teams, and really one that both of them need with the playoffs on the horizon.
Both of these teams, Dan, like you said, need wins with the playoffs coming up. The Stallions are only 4.5 games back of the Amsterdam Mohawks for first place, mathematically alive in the PGCBL, but the Diamond Dawgs are hanging on by a thread. They're in 4th place, fighting for that final spot.
And we take a look at the 2025 PGCBL season stats presented by Pack Hub against these two sides. The Stallions have dominated in nearly every single category, and it really makes sense given the last time the Diamond Dawgs came here, it was an 11-1 victory for Saugerties in 8 innings.
Just another domination from the Stallions as a whole. They only allowed 1 run and scored double digits in that one as well. The Stallions' offense is a top 3 in the PGCBL. Mohawk Valley, 10th out of 15.
Time to take a look now at the starting lineup for the Diamond Dawgs here tonight as they try and rebound and clinch themselves a spot. It'll be Ethan Hughes, then John Calabrese, Tyler Jones, Jaden Ross, the center fielder, Ian Olschlager out and right. Then it's John Ramsey, Thomas Moss, Justin Hurd, and Brandon Huck. Notably, no Joey Calabretti in the lineup tonight, and they'll be going up against Virgil Heath.
And Heath has been solid all year for the Ponies. He's been here since game number 1, and he's probably going to stay here until the last one. This is a guy who's been giving great innings all summer long.
They're certainly going to look for that again here tonight against the Diamond Dawgs. And for Heath so far this season, it's been a pretty good ride for him. Comes into this one with an ERA sitting just above 5 on the season in 24 innings pitched. But he's been a very consistent arm like you alluded to, Nick. And in the last game he pitched against Utica in a 4-3 win. 3 innings for him with just 1 earned run given up.
And he got the start in that one. It was right here at Cantine. And he set the tone perfectly for the Stallions in that one.
He's going to try and do so here tonight once again against the Diamond Dawgs, who have lost 4 out of their last 5 away from home. And they're going to need to break that trend as their final 3 games of the PGCBL season are all away from Veterans Memorial Park. Ethan Pugh steps into the box as the first batter here tonight for the Diamond Dawgs. The Stallions coming off of a 13-3 win against the Oneonta Outlaws yesterday at Damaski Field in 8 innings. Story of that one was the offense and the pitching buckling down. First pitch from Heath misses down low. We're underway here from Cantine Field. 7:08, our official start time here tonight. Diamond Dawgs just trying to close the door. They currently have 2 games on the Boonville Lumberjacks, who are off tonight. And for Mohawk Valley, they've really taken themselves out of that 3 seed, losing 4 of their last 5 games with a -9 run differential on the road and an early 3-ball no-strike count here to Virgil Heath. Or Virgil Heath has worked himself into the 3-0 count.
And the walks have hurt the Stallions in their last couple games as well. Even up in Oneonta last night, 13-3 Mercy still had 8 walks allowed.
Well, there's the first strike of the ball game for Virgil Heath. Has been very consistent for the Stallions. In his last 2 outings, 7 1/3, just 1 earned run given up, and he's worked back into a full count.
Something that you can do against Pews as well. Mohawk Valley leads the league in strikeouts. 3 of the top 4 in the category in the PGCBL as a whole are in the lineup tonight for the Diamond Dawgs.
Here's the payoff pitch. Chopped over to the left side. Levinson throws across the diamond. It's not going to be in time. It was a beautiful split at first by Paso to make the pick, but the ball was simply too deep over at the hot corner, and it's an infield single to start the game for Ethan Hughes.
Just not the way you want to start if you're the Stallions. A ground ball put in play, and you need to make that play.
And for Levinson, it's his first start over there at third this season, so going to take a little bit of adjustment for him. John Calabrese at the dish now. He's the designated hitter tonight. Hughes going over on the first pitch. It was a ball on the outside part of the plate. Carroll has trouble with the transition. Stolen base for Ethan Hughes, and immediately the Diamond Dogs have a runner into scoring position here in the top of the first. Similar to how last night started for the Stallions defensively, with Jace Van Valkenburg allowing the first two hitters to reach on back-to-back singles. Nothing would come in that first inning. Stallions put up a 0, and Heath's going to need to bear down here. Bunt laid down perfectly on the third base side by Calabrese. He's going to throw to first, and he boots it into right field. Coming in to score is Hughes. Over to second is Calabrese. 1-0 on the error from Virgil Heath.
Sloppy defense from the Stallions here in the first. Two soft contact swings from the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, and they played a run.
And that'll go down as an infield hit for Calabrese, and then the error scores the run and gets him over to second. So back-to-back singles for the Diamond Dogs, all on the infield to start here tonight at Cantine Field, and it'll be Tyler Jones, the second baseman, after the E1 by Heath, which led to the first run coming across. First pitch in there for a strike. Six straight games where a team has scored in the first inning. Against the Stallions, this off-speed pitch high and away on Tyler Jones. 1 ball and 1 strike in this game. So important here for the Diamond Dogs. They want to attack early and often, looking for that win that would clinch them a spot. The Stallions have already clinched themselves a spot in the playoffs, but they could be anywhere from the second seed, which they're in right now, all the way to 4, depending on what happens here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Tyler Jones after the foul to the left side. Jones has been a great hitter for this Diamond Dogs team so far this season. Second on the team in average, a .361 in 28 games played. Looking for what would be RBI number 24. Here in a 1 ball, 2 strike count with nobody down in the first. Heath fires. Big breaker grounded over to short. Z can't get there. It's into the outfield. Crane fields it in center. There will be no throw home. It's 3 straight singles to start the game for the Diamond Dogs, and they lead it 2-0.
Dan, we're going to take another look at this play from Heath. Throws a breaking ball, and Jones just gets enough of it, grounds it up the middle without a throw at the plate. 2-0 Diamond Dogs already. Not a good start for Virgil.
Well, and here's the thing, Nick. All 3 balls that have put in play have been on the infield. There's been no hard hit contact to the outfield just yet. That being run batted in number 24 for Jones. That's second on the team. Jaden Ross at the plate now, the center fielder, as Heath gives a check over to first. Not what the Stallions want here in what is a big game for playoff seeding. If they are to lose tonight, it opens the door up for Utica, who has 4 games left to go and currently trails the Stallions by 3. Heath finds the zone for strike 1. Trailing at home has been something that the Stallions have been accustomed to over the last 3 games here at Cantine Field against the Amsterdam Mohawks, Utica Blue Sox, and Boonville Lumberjacks. Trailed in each of those games, end up winning 2 of them. The lone loss being to Amsterdam, where they left 16 runners on base. Weak fly ball into shallow center field. Crane's charging in on it. Z's going to end up making the play. There's 1 down here in the first. Finally, some stability on Virgil Heath after 3 straight singles from the Diamond Dogs to start the game.
Heath goes to his best pitch as that 4-seam fastball gets Ross to pop it up short into shallow center field. That's what he's got to go to. He's given up 2 hits already on the breaking ball. Go to your fastball. It's your best pitch.
Ian Olschlager, the right fielder, steps in for the Diamond Dogs. Righty on righty. First pitch is a fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1. Olschlager, one of the youngest guys on this team, played for RPI this past season, is now a rising sophomore. He tore it up with the Engineers, batting .438, similar to that of his teammate who's on the Stallions, Mike Levinson, he's over at third tonight. Both those guys raking in their freshman years at RPI.
Oschlager won the Rookie of the Year as well in that conference for the Diamond Dawgs here this season. He's been solid too.
Gets hit by the pitch on this one, and like you were mentioning, 267 for him. That being the 5th time he's been plunked by the pitch so far this season. It's been a rough roll here for Virgil Heath in the first inning. He's got work to do with runners at first and second. Prax Vigil, the pitching coach, out of the dugout here for the Stallions. He wants to talk things over with Heath, who's been a little bit out of control.
He really hasn't found a consistent strike. That's the biggest thing to take away so far. Hughes has started off with a single and a full count. John Calabrese lays down the bunt after 2 balls. He's got to find the zone consistently here today against the Diamond Dawgs, especially since their offense on the year, they're 10th out of 15 teams in the PGCBL in batting average and on base percentage.
Batting average sits at 250 for them this season. And they strike out a lot as well. Lead the entire league in the K category, but still nobody to go down on strikes here tonight.
They average nearly 9 strikeouts a game. That's something that the Stallions are good at on offense. They only average just about 6, which is the 3rd fewest in the league. So 2 different type of teams. The Diamond Dawgs are more slug and strikeout, where the Stallions are more put the ball in play and rely on stolen bases.
First pitch from Heath here to John Ramsey. The shortstop misses at the bottom of the zone. Stallions, like you mentioned, Nick, have been great avoiding the strikeout, but over the last 3 games, striking out just over 8 times a game. Hard 2-1 in that stretch, though. Broken bat on the infield. Play for maybe a double play here. Comiskey throws to first. It's not in time, as Paso is off the bag. It is a fielder's choice at second. The Diamond Dawgs have runners at the corners with 2 out.
Taking another look at that one. Heath makes a good pitch. He breaks Ramsey's bat and forces weak contact. That's really the theme of this inning. The Diamond Dawgs really haven't squared up a baseball yet, and yet they have 2 runs across on 3 hits.
Thomas Moss, the catcher, steps in. Runners at the corners. Diamond Dawgs looking for more here in the first. Going over to second is Oschlager. Here's the throw down by Carroll, and they got him. Cam Carroll helping out his team, helping out his pitcher, really, who got into some trouble here in the bottom of the first. But the Diamond Dawgs play 2 runs on 3 hits. Stallions coming to bat. Stay right with us. Welcome back to Saugerties. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi. Getting ready for the Stallions to come to bat here in the bottom of the first. And for the Diamond Dawgs, they played 2 runs off 3 straight singles to start the game. And here's the lineup that's going to try and respond tonight for Saugerties. It'll be Jamie Z to lead it off. Then it's Cam Carroll, Dylan Paso in the 3-hole once again. Adonis Medina cleaning up for the first time this season. And it's Logan Sanchez, Brandon Fish, Dylan Fitzsimmons, Mike Levinson, and Griffin Crane. Nick, this lineup is not very different from what we saw last night. The only change is George Baker for Cam Carroll behind the dish.
And the group of hitters in this lineup that I really want to look at are the first 4 for the Stallions. Last night, the top 4 of the order went 7 for 14, scoring 9 of the Stallions 13 runs, that being last night Jamie Z, Adonis Medina, Dylan Passo, and Logan Sanchez. 3 of those 4 names are in the top 4 here today.
And they got started with the bang last night out in Oneonta. 5 base runners reaching safely for Saugerties in the first inning. Their first 5, that came by way of 4 singles and a walk, would plate 3 runs on 4 hits. Could have been a lot more, too, in that first. They left 2 on base. Jamie Z to start things off against Matthew Kahn for the Diamond Dawgs. First pitch flared to the right side, foul. And Kahn so far this season has been pretty solid for the Diamond Dawgs from a starter perspective. A 4.63 ERA and 23 and a third innings pitched. To try and give this team some length, especially given the fact that they have to play Utica and Amsterdam on the road to finish off the year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Here to Jamie Z. Last start for Kahn, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. And that was a bounce-back start for him because he got blown up by the Amsterdam Mohawks in his last outing before that. 3 innings pitched, gave up 8 earned in an 8-0 loss to the Mohawks at home. One-two pitch to Z, misses outside. Full count here to both leadoff hitters. Jamie Z doing a nice job. Kahn has seen the Stallions before. 3 innings of 2-hit ball, no runs. Z smokes one into deep left. That ball is down. A 2-hopper to the wall. Z is rounding first. He's at second, standing. Leadoff double for Jamie Z. He stays hot for the Stallions. That's back-to-back games for him with an extra base hit.
This is his 4th game back from injury. He missed about 7 games after he was hurt with the hand injury, and ever since he's been reinserted into the lineup, he's provided a spark that the Stallions fans have seen all season long.
And the Stallions, Nick, if you look 1 to 10 in this lineup, they need some power in the lineup, especially with guys like Hobbin Siefkin and Ford out. Jamie Z starting to get hot at the right time with the playoffs right around the corner. Cam Carroll at the plate takes a top of the zone fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Stallions started last night with a bang. Their first 5 reached in Oneonta. Trying to do the same here tonight with the runner already into scoring position. And that's something that head coach Colin Martin preached after that 8-4 loss against the Amsterdam Mohawks, where the Stallions left 16 on base. As we take another look at that Jamie Z double. It's a perfect example of the Stallions needing to drive these guys in. They did a great job at that yesterday in Oneonta. 13 runs on the board, and they still left 11, so it could have been a lot more.
Z just clobbered this baseball down the left field line. He's lit up the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs before for extra bases and doing once another time here tonight.
Cam Carroll finds himself in a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Has been one of the most consistent hitters for the Stallions. The average at .328 for him on the summer in 21 games. Kahn fires, and Carroll chases in the dirt. Strike 3. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
Good pitch from Kahn to completely fool Carroll and have him go swinging out of the zone for strike 3. And Dan, Carroll's a guy who doesn't really chase either. Comes into today with nearly a .530 on base percentage. He will take his walk, but that time Kahn just fooled him.
Just the 12th strikeout on the year for Cam Carroll. Dylan Passo at the plate. Talk about a guy who's really stepped up for the Stallions in that 3-hole, .282 average, 29 games. and he has just been blowing it up. Had an RBI single and a triple yesterday in Oneonta. Z's going to go over to third. Pitch misses in the dirt, throw down, not in time, and it's a stolen base for Jamie Z. Now the Stallions just need a ball to the outfield to score their first run of the day.
Z has really good speed. We saw it last night up in Oneonta, and we're going to see it once more here on the replay. Just times Khan out on the mound and steals third with ease.
And Passo's got a 3-ball, no-strike count with Adonis Medina waiting on deck. Passo takes the 4-pitch walk. The Stallions have the tying run aboard here in the bottom of the first. And, Nick, this seems like a scenario where you kind of have to put Dylan Passo into motion, especially with the speedy Medina at the plate.
And Dan, with one out in the inning, if you put Passo in motion, it keeps you out of the inning-ending double play as well. With Mohawk Valley plating 2 in the top half, the Stallions really need to plate 1 here in the bottom half.
Pitch misses at the knees. 1-0. Outside of the last run rule victory for the Stallions here at home against the Diamond Dawgs, Mohawk Valley has led here at the home of the Stallions in each of the game. Taylor-made double play. Here's the throw to first, and it's sailed all the way to the Diamond Dawgs dugout. Z's going to score on the fielder's choice. It's a lucky break for the Stallions. They're on the board. It's 2-1.
Stallions catch a break after the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs in the top half benefited off the error from Virgil Heath on the bunt from John Calabrese. The error from the shortstop Ramsey here today in the bottom half of the first allows the Stallions to get a run.
Ronaldo Cockrum saying something here to Khan. Logan Sanchez at the plate. This ball's bounced in the dirt. Going over to second will be Medina, and now a true chance for Sanchez to drive home the tying run. Medina, ton of speed over there at second.
Another guy who stole multiple bases last night up in Oneonta. He had 2. 1 came in the first and 1 came in the second inning of that ball game up at Damaski Field last night.
Scored in that first inning when he stole second. Hoping for the same result here in the bottom of the first in a 2-1 ball game. Khan fires, and Sanchez smacks a ball over to second. Fielded cleanly by Jones, throws to first in time. So the Stallions strand the tying runner, but they get one back here in the bottom of the first. 2-1 Diamond Dawgs going to the second.
Welcome back to Cantine Field. I'm Henry Hipschman, and a couple different scenarios can play out for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs today or tomorrow. With a win tonight over the Stallions, they would clinch a spot in the PGCBL playoffs. Currently, they sit at 4th in the East Division of the PGCBL, but if they lose to the Stallions tonight, then they would have to look forward to tomorrow when the 5th-place Boonville Lumberjacks take on the Glens Falls Dragons. Even if Mohawk Valley loses tonight, if Boonville loses to Glens Falls on Saturday, then they would still be able to clinch a playoff spot. I talked to head coach Steve Luby about this for the Diamond Dawgs. He said We're going to take every day, one day at a time, come out, compete, and see what happens. Now, currently, Mohawk Valley has a 2-1 lead as we enter the second inning. Back to you guys in the booth.
Henry, thanks so much. And you talk about how important this is here for Mohawk Valley. This is crunch time for them. Excited to hear your analysis throughout the game. And Steve Luby is a guy who doesn't like to lose very much. We've seen that plenty here at home. So he's going to be playing to win all night long. And the Diamond Dogs already have a 2-1 lead here in the top of the second with Thomas Moss leading things off. He was at the plate in the top half of the first, but then John Ramsey was caught stealing to end the inning. And that was a not-so-great inning out of Virgil Heath. They really wanted to see a little bit more out of him. Didn't necessarily get hit around, but just some unfortunate breaks on the infield resulted in 2 runs scoring for Mohawk Valley. That pitch clips Thomas Moss. It's the second hit by pitch of the game dealt by Virgil Heath. And the Diamond Dogs have a runner aboard here in the top of the second. It's stuff like that, Nick, where Virgil Heath really hasn't had a bad outing, but just some unfortunate pitches so far.
He's really shooting himself in the foot here today. He hasn't really given up a loud hit thus far in the ball game. 2 infield singles, an error on the bunt when he tried to field it and throw it over to first, and 2 hit by pitches. He's got to help himself because he's throwing the ball well.
Justin Hurd, the third baseman, at the plate. And Heath deals a top of the zone fastball for strike 1. Going over to second is Moss. Here's the throw down from Carroll. Make that 2 for 2 on the night for Cam Carroll. Another caught stealing. Help it out, Virgil Heath. And there's 1 down here in the second.
Cam Carroll was not behind the dish last night, but he is tonight, and he's making everyone know that I'm behind the dish tonight. 2 caught stealings in the first 2 innings of the ball game, helping out his pitcher in a big way.
2-1 to Hurd. Finds the outside part. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out after the throw down from Cam Carroll. Now John Ramsey to end the first and starts the second here, getting Thomas Moss. Back-to-back outs for the Stallions have come just from Cam Carroll, and now a full count on Hurd. Chopper over to Z at second. He throws across the diamond. That's in time. 2 out.
Good play from Z. Had to go a little bit hand side toward the third baseman Levinson and throw across the diamond to get him.
Brendan Hawk at the plate now. It's the 3rd hit by pitch of this game. 2nd of the inning. Not what Virgil Heath wants. Top of the order for the Diamond Dogs. It'll be Ethan Hughes. Hughes started this game off with a single in the top half of the first. Came around to score as the first run of the game for the Diamond Dogs. Ready as a stolen base as well. Swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it to Levinson. He'll throw to second for the short out, and that ends the inning. Virgil Heath does not let the hit by pitches get to him, and this game stays 2-1 going to the bottom of the second.
Medina, what did he do? Fielder's choice RBI?
Yeah. Welcome back to Saugerties. Dan Challen with you alongside Nick Zuppi. Here in the bottom half of the second, 2-1 score line. Diamond Dogs leading this game. And we take a look at the 5 matchups so far this season between the Dogs and the Stallions. And obviously the Diamond Dogs with the 2-1 lead here tonight. But the Stallions have been pretty good in the hit column, out hitting the Diamond Dogs by nearly 20.
Just great production for the Ponies on offense. They scored 14 runs against Mohawk Valley on the road, and they've scored 11 in a single game here at Cantine, just crushing them all around.
Casey Comiskey, first pitch swinging, grounds the ball over to the right side. Stepping on the bag over at first is Khan, and there's one down. Casey Comiskey has been pretty hot over his last couple of games. Came into this one 5 for his last 7. Brendan Fish, the extra hitter, will step in now. And you talk about Brandon Fish. He's a guy who has playoff experience with these Stallions, and you think back to the guys who have played with this team before and really carried them in the playoffs. As the 0-1 is flown out into shallow center field, giving a chase on it as Hughes. He'll make the play, 2 outs. But the Stallions are going to really need some of their players to step up here as we get to the back half and end of the season. Brandon Fish, one of them, a couple others that you think of in the past. Eddie Yaman, Andrew Amato, Ethan Conrad has played with these teams in the playoffs. They need someone to be their bona fide star when it becomes postseason time.
And everyone thought it was going to be Justin Ford before he went home for the summer. He had PGCBL experience last year for the Stallions, and he was crushing it this year, maybe on pace to win the MVP of the league.
Justin Ford back at home for the rest of the season. Stallions are without him as Fitzsimmons at the plate. High fly ball into left field. Hughes moves over, and he will make the play for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning here for Matthew Kahn in the bottom of the second, and it's still 2-1 Diamond Dogs going to the third.
Ready?
John Calabrese at the plate here for the Stallions, and facing Virgil Heath in the top of the third. Diamond Dogs have a 2-1 lead. And Heath only faced 4 batters in the second after going against the top 6 for the Diamond Dogs in the first, and immediately Calabrese lays down the bunt. Levinson crossbody in time. Making up for that error earlier in this game where he had to throw across the diamond, and there's one down on a beautiful play.
Dan, it was so beautiful. We're going to look at it twice from Levinson over at third. It's his first game as the third baseman for the Ponies here in the summer of 2025, and he's just showed great athleticism over at third to charge it.
Another breaker doesn't come back into the zone, and Tyler Jones is hit by the pitch. Jaden Ross coming to the plate, but that's the 4th hit by pitch of the game out of Virgil Heath.
Just seems like these Diamond Dog hitters are not going to move out of the way to not get hit by the pitch, and it's an effective strategy if you're the offense.
And they're not leaning into the pitch necessarily, just staying like a statue, and when it's an off-speed pitch like that, why not take it and get the free base? Jaden Ross, fly ball into right field. Medina is there. 2 outs after the hit by pitch to Tyler Jones. Ian Olschlager stepping to the plate. He was the first batter that got plunked in the outing by Virgil Heath all the way back in the first. Was eventually retired on a fielder's choice. First pitch from Heath. Bounced in the bottom of the zone. Carroll does a nice job keeping it close. He really has been stellar for the Stallions to start here tonight behind the plate.
2 caught stealings already in the first 3 innings of play, and then you add that block in the dirt, keeping the runner over at first base. He's been spectacular.
1-0. Heath can't find his spot. Stallions have an arm starting to get going out there in the bullpen. Seems to be Charles Batista. Pitch finds the middle of the zone. 2-1, and some more movement out there as Keller Osmond also getting going for the Stallions. Osmond hasn't pitched in a fair while. Could see him go here against the Diamond Dogs, and did pitch in that 11-1 run rule victory here at home. Did not allow a run in that game.
He was the relief pitcher for the Ponies in that one. They only needed 2 pitchers to beat the Diamond Dogs. Sean Dertinger went the first 5, and then Osmond finished it.
Olschlager fouls it off at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. 2 runs already across for the Diamond Dogs in this game, and they're looking for more. Heath gets the sign. Comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Misses on the outside part of the plate, and the count goes full. Jones will be in motion here in a full count with 2 outs. The payoff. Cut on over to short. Z fields it cleanly, and he throws to first in time. Another 0 for Virgil Heath. He's done a great job outside of the first. And we go to the bottom of the third, with the Diamond Dogs still leading it 2-1. Bottom of the third here in Saugerties. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi, Mike Levinson coming to the plate. Saugerties trailing this game by 1. All runs being scored in the first inning. First pitch from Kahn, and what is his third inning of work is a breaker at the top of the zone. 4 strike 1. Stallions with just 1 hit so far in this game, and that was a leadoff double from Jamie Z to start things. 0-1. Spiked probably 5 feet short of the plate. 1-1. Kahn misses high in the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Diamond Dawgs looking to calm things down on the road here. They've lost 4 out of 5 away from home, and will continue to push through on the road to end the season, and will most likely, in the current spot that they're in, be on the road to start the playoffs as well. The 3-1. 5-pitch walk to Mike Levinson here to start the inning. We'll bring up Griffin Crane. This seems like a perfect bunt opportunity here for the Stallions to move Levinson over to second.
2 speedsters involved in the play here. Levinson over at first has great speed, and Griffin Crane might be the fastest guy in the entire PGCBL. He averages just about 1 stolen base per game played. As we say that, Justin Hurd over at third for the Diamond Dawgs is already preventing against the bunt.
First pitch skims off the glove of Moss, gets to the backstop. Moving up 90 feet is Levinson, and now it feels like you kind of have to get down the bunt to move the tying run over to third.
And Crane is the guy to do it. He's laid down the most bunts for the Ponies this summer here in 2025, but Hurd moves back over at third.
Even more reason. And there it is. He tried to get it down. Didn't seem too confident keeping the bat in the zone. And it is a called strike, so it's 1-1. Or, excuse me, it's no balls and 2 strikes. The first pitch of the at-bat, which was the wild pitch from Kahn, called for a strike. I'm not sure how that really works. Jeff Ramsdale behind the plate has a nice history here in Saugerties this season behind the dish. Had some controversial calls last time behind home plate. Already off to a flying start. The 0-2 popped up into left field. Fuse is under it. He makes the play. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the third.
Not the worst at bat from Crane. Didn't really do anything. He kept Levinson over at second.
Z started the game with a leadoff double, and if he is to hit a double here, the Stallions would bring the tying run home. Z has found himself since that little stint where he missed a few games and started 0 for 8, but after that has a hit now in every single game since. Lays down the bunt here right in front of the pitcher, Kahn. He throws to first, not in time. Ronaldo Cockrum with the safe call on a bang-bang play. Stallions have runners at the corners with 1 down.
Taking another look at that one, Dan. Z catches everybody off guard, including the pitcher, Kahn, and he has great speed to beat out the bunt as well. The Ponies are set up with a great opportunity to score some runs. 2 fast guys out on the bases for Cam Carroll, who loves driving them in.
Just the guy that the Stallions want at the plate. Carroll struck out in his first at-bat in a full count. And now Z's caught in a rundown. Here's the throw to second, and he's out. Levinson doesn't go anywhere. Waste of an out there for the Stallions on some not-so-great base running. And there's 2 down.
It's rare that we see the Stallions really make a base running blunder. This is a team that runs them so well. They lead the PGCBL in stolen bases with 133, nearly averaging 4 games.
And Kahn doesn't have the best pickoff move either. It just seemed like Z was being a little bit too greedy right there got rung up in a pickle. But still a chance to bring the tying run home here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 count on Cam Carroll. The pitch. High fly ball into shallow center field. Ramsey is under it. He makes the play. Stallions leave a runner at third here in the bottom of the third. Still trail it by 1, going to the fourth.
Yep. Top of the fourth inning here at Canti. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shalom. Stallions still trail 2-1. They fail to scratch a run across in the bottom half of the third. And Virgil Heath still toeing the slab for the Ponies here in the fourth. Leadoff hitter for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs is the shortstop John Ramsey in a 1-0 count. To start things off against Heath, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Diamond Dawgs. Ramsey hits 6, Thomas Moss on deck, and Justin Hurd in the hole. As Ramsey flies this one down the left field line. Does it have the distance? Fitzsimmons makes the play right next to the bullpen in foul territory for the Ponies. Big out number 1 and nice athletic play from Fitzsimmons.
Fitzsimmons will take it all day. The Stallions certainly will. That's a big first out for them. Helps out Virgil Heath, who struggled a little bit to get going so far here tonight.
Back-to-back innings now. Heath has started to settle in. He hasn't allowed the leadoff runner on. And now back-to-back innings. John Calabrese grounded out to third last inning in the third. John Ramsey now flies out deep down the left field line and foul with Fitzsimmons making the great play. Brings up Thomas Moss in a 1-0 count against Virgil Heath. Moss is the catcher for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs and was on base the lone time he was up. The wind, the kick, the pitch from Heath. Big breaking ball in there for strike 1. Last time Moss hit, he was hit by the pitch. Back in the second inning, he would be stranded on base as well. 2 hit by pitches in the inning for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs. 1-1 pitch, misses low downstairs, 2-1.
And Thomas Moss is a guy that the Diamond Dawgs really need to get going. The batting average below 100 as we approach the playoffs.
Sitting at 0.71, but he's one of the more recent additions, now in a 2-ball, 2-strike count after Heath fired the fastball. 4 strike 2. Moss is only playing in game number 6 here in the summer of 2025. The Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs as a whole have played in 41. Slow breaker chopped over to short. Z comes in, fires on the run in time over to his Notre Dame rising freshman teammate Dylan Passo at first for the second out of the inning.
Heath on the cusp of a 1-2-3 for the first time here tonight. Certainly would be good for the Stallions, who really want him to get through the fourth.
Last night against the Oneonta Outlaws, the Stallions did not have a single 1-2-3 inning against the PGCBL East last place team. Coming into last night, the Outlaws were winners of 4 of 5, but did not defeat the Stallions. Were mercied 13-3 in 8 innings up at Damaski Field in Oneonta. Heath fires in a strike to Justin Hurd. He fires a ball in the dirt on the second pitch of the AB, 1-1 count. Hurd last hit in the second inning, and he grounded over to short. Jamie Z has been busy over there here today. Already 4 ground outs. 2 shortstop for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs through 3 2/3 on offense. The 1-1 pitch is another slow breaker, but it lands in the zone for strike 2.
Heath doesn't have a strikeout here tonight.
Last night against the Outlaws, the Stallion staff had 11. The wind, the kick, the pitch from Heath misses upstairs 2-2. But Dan, 7 of those came from right-hander Greg Bruno. He had 7 in 3 innings of work. 7 of the 9 outs were by way of the strikeout. Heath working quickly here. The 2-2 pitch misses outside. Count goes full 3-2 with 2 outs in the inning.
It just seems like he rushed that last pitch. There was no reason to really try to go to the quick motion. Settles himself here.
The payoff pitch, slow breaker in the dirt, ball 4. It's a 2-out walk to Justin Hurd. Not the worst thing in the world for Heath, bringing up Brandon Hauk, who leads the PGCBL in strikeouts. He hits 9th for the Diamond Dawgs here tonight.
Just cannot allow the order to flip around here for the Diamond Dawgs. If you're Heath, you have to be really diligent here and work hard.
Hurd over at first. First pitch to Hauk, gets by Carroll, and Hurd did not read it. He's still over there at first base. Mohawk Valley does not take advantage of the pass ball here in the top of the 4th inning. Justin Hurd doesn't go anywhere.
Certainly could have gone, too, if he had realized how far he was going to get away from Carroll's glove. But they're being very cautious because Carroll's nabbed him twice in this game already.
1 in the first and 1 in the second. The 1-0 from Heath. Fires a strike with the fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Virgil Heath through 3 2/3 for the Ponies has given up 2 runs, but on 3 hits. Mohawk Valley has not had a hit since the first inning. Slow breaker misses low, 2-1.
No 1-2-3 inning this time for Virgil Heath, but you still got to work out in this inning and put another 0. Let the offense have a shot.
Stallions offense so far in their first 3 innings on offense have mustered across 1 run on 2 hits. Heath checks on Hurd over at first, throw not in time. But this is a Stallions offense that's been hot in the month of July. They're averaging nearly 7 runs a ball game here in the month of July for the Ponies. 12-4-1 record. It's what catapulted them to second place in the Eastern Conference of the PGCBL. They need 2 more victories to clinch second, with Amsterdam 4.5 games ahead of them for first place. If the Mohawks beat Glens Falls tonight, the Stallions will not have a shot at first place in the Eastern Conference. The 3-1 pitch from Heath, lined over to short. Z fields and will go the short way to the second baseman Comiskey for the fielder's choice, and that ends the inning. A 2-out walk leads to nothing, and Virgil Heath is through 4 innings out of the mound of just 2-run ball. His offense now takes the turn in the bottom half, 2-1 Mohawk Valley. rolling along here with the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs leading 2-1 over the Saugerties Stallions here on the Stallions Media Network. Bottom of the fourth inning, Dylan Passo steps up for the Ponies. 3-4-5 due up, heart of the order. Dylan Passo, Adonis Medina, and Logan Sanchez. Three guys that made some noise last night against the Oneonta Outlaws in their 13-3 victory over the Outlaws last night. First pitch to Passo is a big swing and a miss for strike one. He looked like he was swinging for the downs on that one.
Got fooled by the breaker. Thought he had it all and ends up in Moss's mitt.
Matt Kahn still towing the slab for the Diamond Dawgs. No arm going in their bullpen either as he misses for ball one to Passo.
Time for the Stallions to break through offensively. They've got 3, 4, 5 in this inning and had a runner at third in the third. Couldn't bring him home.
Passo swings and grounds a chopper over to the first baseman, Houck. He fields and will take it himself to the bag for out number one in the fourth. Nice pitch from Matt Kahn to get the ground out from Passo. Adonis Medina now steps in. It's his first game for the Stallions in the cleanup spot. He's hit first, second, fifth, and now here tonight he's hitting fourth. In game number 7 as a Stallion through the first 6, a .316 batting average with a home run and 5 RBIs for the Rhode Island product. First pitch from Kahn is a fastball that's way over his head. For 1 ball and no strikes here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Stallions have only 2 hits in the ball game. One of them came last inning when Jamie Z laid down a bunt but was caught stealing. And Cameron Carroll left Levinson over at third with a fly out to short. 2-0 count now on Medina. So far here today, the Stallions on offense really haven't gotten anything going so far. 2-0 to Medina is chopped in play. It goes up the middle. Ramsey fields right behind the bag, throws over to first. Nice stretch from Houck at first base for out number 2 in the inning. But Dan, as a whole in the month of July, the Ponies are hitting just above 285, 287, and have a .415 on-base percentage. So they're getting hot at the right time, just not showing it so far against the Diamond Dawgs.
They've had some opportunities in this game, and that's an unfortunate one for Medina. If that ball's just a little bit more to the right, it's through for a base hit, and his speed nearly beat it out. Now Logan Sanchez at the dish for Saugerties.
Sanchez takes a strike from Matthew Kahn. The right-hander for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs came into today's ball game with an ERA of 4.6 and 9 appearances for the Diamond Dawgs. Spikes a breaking ball in the dirt. 4-1. Kahn is a guy who doesn't strike out many hitters. He only has 14 across 23 innings. The 1-1 pitch, flied out of play for strike 2. Stallions down their final strike of the inning.
This has really turned into a pitcher's duel after the first inning. Kahn on the cusp of putting up a 0, which will be 3 straight innings with no scoring from either team.
Mohawk Valley played at 2 in the top half of the first. Stallions played in 1 in the bottom half. Since then, zeros as Kahn misses upstairs. Count now goes back to even at 2-2. Sanchez, last time he was up, he ended that first inning with a ground ball over to the second baseman, Tyler Jones, for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs. Matt Kahn set at the belt. The kick and the pitch is a high fly ball out into left field. Hughes goes back on it. He's got a play on it right in front of the track and makes the catch for out number 3 in the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Kahn. Heath and Kahn trade zeros in the fourth. We're going to the fifth. Still 2-1. Yeah. Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen in the top of the 5th inning with the top of the order due up for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs. Keller Osmond now towing the slab for the Ponies. Virgil Heath goes the first 4. First pitch from Osmond misses low in the dirt, ball 1. Keller Osmond this year, 7 appearances. He started 4 of those. Danny's been pretty good. 3.5 ERA across nearly 26 innings.
He's been one of the Stallions' most solid starters, and that ERA should really be lower. With a couple of starts up there at Shuttleworth Park where that wall has haunted him out there and left. But against these Diamond Dawgs in particular, the last time he pitched against them, 3 innings, 1 hit, nothing coming across.
He had 3 strikeouts in that appearance as well. That was when the Stallions mercied Mohawk Valley 11-1. Back on July 10th, as Jeff Ramsdale calls a ball. It's now 3-0 on Ethan Hughes here in the 5th inning. Mohawk Valley has gone through the lineup twice against Virgil Heath in the first 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Hughes to start things in the 5th.
Not what you want out of Keller, especially on 4 pitches, has yet to locate a strike. That somewhat in part to Ramsdale behind the plate, but you can't live based on how the umpire's calling the game. He's got to adjust and settle in.
John Calabrese now steps in for the Diamond Dawgs. 1 for 2 with a run scored. That was back in the 1st inning. In the 3rd, he grounded out 2/3. Squares to bunt now for the 3rd straight at bat. Pulls it back. 4 ball 1. 5 straight misses from Osmond.
He just needs to find the zone. Just see one, kind of like basketball, just see one go through the hoop, and then you'll be fine.
Osmond's been really good all summer long for the Ponies. Misses low, 2-0. He's shaking his head out there. He's not really sure where that one missed. It looked good from our vantage point here in the Pac Hub broadcast booth.
Just at the knees, and Ramsdale hasn't necessarily established a set zone just yet, so you're not exactly sure where things are going to go. The Stallions not benefiting from him being behind the plate so far in this game.
Last time the Stallions were home was against the Amsterdam Mohawks, and Ramsdale was the umpire. A lot of controversy in that one as Osmond finally fires in a strike on the 7th pitch of the inning, 2-1 count on Calabrese, the designated hitter for Mohawk Valley. Diamond Dawgs not using the extra hitter, hitting the traditional 9 in the lineup tonight as opposed to the Stallions, who are. The extra hitter for the Ponies is Brandon Fish. Osmond misses. It's now 3-1 on Calabrese.
Just a lack of control here for Osmond. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Prax Vihil out of the dugout if Osmond is to walk Calabrese here.
The 3-1 pitch misses outside, ball 4, back-to-back walks. Osmond has missed with the 8 of his first 9 pitches here in the 5th inning. And he's in a little bit of a jam facing Tyler Jones, the 3-hole hitter. This guy's been on fire this season. Supports a batting average of just above 360 in 28 games played as a Diamond Dawg here in the summer of 2025.
Not the guy that Osmond wants to be facing, and when things go wrong for the Stallions, it's large in part to the walk. Issued 7 base on balls against the Mohawks, and this could be what I would have jumped for that to make the catch right there. If I'm Carol, I know you want to kind of let it land foul, but you had a chance at a double play right there. The runners are moving.
Jones popped up the bunt, and maybe even a triple play at that. Carroll had to come out of a crouch, but the ball landed foul. 4 strike 1. First time Osmond has worked ahead here in the inning. He came in to start the inning in relief of Virgil Heath through the first 4 innings. Gave up just 2 earned runs. He kept his team in it. And with Jones squaring the bunt.
We've got a softball out there in right field, Nick. One of the men's softball league players from the other field that borders Cantine just launched one into deep left field, so much so that it cleared that wall and cleared our wall.
Adonis Medina in right field for the Ponies had to go over and throw it over back to the softball field here at Cantine on a crisp July night here in Saugerties, New York. Jones squares the bunt and pops it foul out of play. No balls and 2 strikes, and Dan, you got to assume the bunt is off here now.
Has to be in. Big for Keller, especially when he threw 8 of the first 9 being balls, to just pound the zone here, and now you really have a chance for possibly a double play on the ground.
Heath did not have a strikeout in the first 4 innings here today for the Stallions. Osmond 1 strike away from picking up his first. Jones lines one to the right side. It will get through for a base hit. Hughes hits third and will come home to score. The throw is offline. It's now 3-1 Diamond Dawgs with runners on first and second and still nobody out in the inning.
Not what you want in a 2-strike count. He forced the weak contact, but it was just a tough play for Comiskey. Medina's been so solid out there in right field, and he had Hughes beat by a mile on that play if he was to throw it accurately. Comes in a little bit offline, and not a great start here for Osmond.
2 RBI singles for Jones now in the ballgame, 1 in the first and 1 in the fifth. Mohawk Valley takes a 3-1 lead. Osmond still has a jam to work out of. Jaden Ross now steps in. He's 0 for 2 to this point. 2 flyouts, 1 in the first and 1 in the fourth as he squares around a bunt. Osmond comes off the mound, fields and fires over to first. 4 out, number 1 in the inning. A big out to get on the board and 1 out here in the inning. But the runners move up 90 feet for Ian Oschlager.
It's a good play there by Osmond. Doesn't rush the throw. Heath skied one earlier in this game. That's the only error on the board for the Stallions. And now the infield comes in for Saugerties.
Stallions had 1 error last night against the Outlaws when they won 13-3. And they also had only 1 error against the Amsterdam Mohawks right here at Cantine back on July 23rd as Osmond throws the ball behind his catcher. Carroll will go up the line and allow John Calabrese to come in to score. 4-1 Diamond Dawgs with a runner on third and 1 out.
And that pitch, similar to what's been happening in this game with Virgil Heath to start off, really making Cam Carroll work behind the dish, and he didn't have much of a shot on that one, just a breaker that got away from Osmond. And now you really have to try and limit the damage.
Stallions will bring the infield in here, trailing by 3. Osmond's come in and has a hard time locating the zone. Misses low, 2-0 on Ian Oschlager. To this point in the ball game, the right fielder for Mohawk Valley is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch that came back in the first inning. Virgil Heath had 4 hit by pitches in his 4 innings of work, but Osmond misses inside 3-0. And there's still no arm going in the bullpen either. Head coach Colin Martin looking to get some length out of Keller, but he's having a hard time locating the zone. The 3-0 pitch misses upstairs, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Oschlager. Second time he's on base here today. Brings up John Ramsey, the shortstop for Mohawk Valley.
The thing that killed the Stallions against Amsterdam was when Charles Batista came into the game and issued 6 walks across his first 2 innings. And it's been a similar role here for Osmond in this game. Already 3 walks in just his first inning of work, and he has only retired 1 batter and 5 faced.
The lone out in the inning was Jaden Ross, the cleanup hitter for Mohawk Valley. He squared around the bunt. Osmond came off the mound and fielded it and threw it over to the second baseman, Comiskey, who had to cover first base as Paso charged to make the play. Diamond Dogs have 4 runs on 4 hits. The Ponies have only 1 on 2 hits. Stallions had a run and a hit in the first. Since then, zeros across the board. Jamie Z had a bunt single in the third. But they've squandered some opportunities as well on offense. Z was caught stealing in that inning for out number 2. And Cam Carroll left Mike Levinson, who was on third base at the time, with a pop out to the shortstop, Ramsey. But Osmond has bigger fish to fry here in the 5th inning. Runners on the corners for Mohawk Valley, with Ramsey now stepping in after the mound visit from pitching coach Prax Vigil.
John Ramsey is 0 for 2 tonight. Just the guy that Osmond wants, and you can still get out of this with a double play.
Osmond gets ahead, nothing in 1 count on the shortstop for Mohawk Valley. He grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice back in the first inning and flew out to left in the 4th. Osmond misses inside. It's 1-1 now. Oschlager over at first. He walked. Tyler Jones over at third. He had an RBI single in the inning. 2 on the game now for Jones. Comes into this one hitting .361. It's only going up. 2 for 3 thus far. Osmond misses outside. Nice sliding stop from Carroll behind the plate to keep it in front. 2-1.
And I would just pound the zone here. If you're Keller Osmond, it's not like you've let up hard contact or anything here. It's just been all walks.
Oschlager goes away from first, and Carroll has to slide to keep the ball in front of him, allowing Ian Oschlager to stand up on second base after the stolen base. First of the ball game for Mohawk Valley, for a team that really doesn't steal many bases. 49 in 41 games played. That's actually the worst in the PGCBL this summer.
No arm up in the bullpen either for the Stallions.
3-1 pitch is flied out into right field. Soft contact, and it's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run scores. Oschlager stops at third. 5-1 Mohawk Valley on 2 walks and 2 soft contact RBI singles.
That's just so unfortunate for Keller Osmond right there, because that is weak contact off the end of the bat that's just blooped into right field. The infield's already in, so there's really no chance for Comiskey to go and get it. And you just got to feel for Keller. Outside of the walks, the 2 hits that he's been giving up here in this inning have been super soft contact.
1 to Jones, and now 1 to Ramsey as Moss chops this over to Jort. Z goes to Comiskey. Comiskey to Passo in time for the inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Keller Osmond, after only getting 1 out in the first 6 batters he faces, he gets 2 on 1 at-bat from Thomas Moss, grounds into the inning-ending double play. But Mohawk Valley plates 3 in the inning, 5-1 going to the bottom half of the 5th.
He's ready.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shala. Mohawk Valley grows its lead to 4. They played 3 runs in the top half of the 5th inning. Mason Kahn still towing the slab for the Diamond Dogs, facing Casey Comiskey. To start things off, 6-7-8 due up for the Ponies. Comiskey leads things off. Brandon Fish on deck and Fitzsimmons in the hole for an offense that really needs to get going. They scored 1 run in the first, since then zeros against Kahn of Mohawk Valley. And Comiskey gets things started with a hit by pitch on the slow changeup. Didn't even really make an effort to get out of the way. He will gladly get hit by that pitch because the Stallions have a leadoff base runner for the first time since the 3rd inning.
Nick, that's just what you want with these 6-7 hole hitters coming up right now. For Saugerties, you got to start the inning hot. Brandon Fish has a chance to really get it going.
And Fish had a great game last night against the Outlaws, was 2 for 5 with an RBI triple in the 5th inning against Oneonta. Takes strike 1 on the fastball from Kahn. Comiskey over at first, has great speed. 15 stolen bases in 34 games as a Stallion this summer. 0-1 count on Fish. Kahn set at the belt. Fires home, and it's a ball in the dirt. 4-1.
I just want to go back to last night for Brandon Fish. RBI single, RBI triple. Really did a job for the Stallions offensively. And it's the spark that they've been waiting to see from him.
Hit .333 last summer for the Stallions in 12 games. He also went 2 for 6 in the 2 playoff games as well. Now in a 2-1 count against Matt Kahn. Now there is an arm warming for the Diamond Dogs after the leadoff hit by pitch to Comiskey as Kahn checks on him over there at first base. 2-1 count, still nobody out. Two-one pitch, misses upstairs with the fastball. Now it's 3-1 on Fish. Came into last night's ball game with a batting average of just under 120. Now, after the 3 hits last night against the Outlaws, it's climbed all the way up to 286 and lines this one foul for strike 2. Now it's a full count.
It was just a matter of time. The Diamond Dogs have Brendan Rusnak warming in the pen, who has seen these Stallions a few times. But you're down by 4 right now. Just got to start chipping away.
Fish has 6 hits in 21 ABs here in the summer of 2025 as Kahn checks on Comiskey for now the 3rd time in this at-bat against Fish. Dylan Fitzsimmons is on deck. Back-to-back lefty hitters for the Ponies. 7 and 8 in the lineup. The payoff pitch fouled to the screen behind home plate. And the Ponies dugout's getting a little rowdy. Down 5-1 with nobody out and a runner on. Cheering on their teammate.
Why not? Try and start a rally here for these Stallions. Only have 2 hits on the board.
When the 5th inning rolled around last night against the Outlaws, the Stallions had already plated 6 runs on 4 hits. Martin Thorsland started for the Outlaws last night, and he got knocked around by these Ponies. The payoff pitch from Kahn misses upstairs, ball 4. Great at-bat from Fish as he works the walk and passes the baton to Dylan Fitzsimmons, the left fielder for the Ponies.
And that's going to force Steve Luby out of the Diamond Dogs dugout. Has not made a signal yet to the pen, but he wants to talk things over here with Kahn.
To this point in the ball game, the right-hander from Mohawk Valley, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run. And both hits have come from the same person. Jamie Z has a double in the 1st and a single in the 3rd. No one else on the Ponies lineup has a knock. Whereas last night against the Outlaws, everybody but 3, 7 of the 10 guys not tallied a hit last night against the Outlaws for a team that mustered up 13 runs on 11 hits, and they did leave 11 runners on base last night against the Outlaws, so they could have had more, but still 13-3 Mercy Rule victory. You can't complain if you're a Ponies fan. Luby goes back to his seat in the dugout as they bring the corners in. Justin Hurd, the 3rd baseman, in on the grass, as well as Brandon Hawk over at first. Expecting Fitzsimmons to lay down the bunt with nobody out and runners on 1st and 2nd. Kahn steps off and checks on Comiskey.
And I would bunt here. Why not? Fitzsimmons is super speedy. He has a chance to beat out the throw at 1st. And even if he is out, you got 2nd and 3rd with 1 down.
Kahn set at the belt, long hold. Kicks and fires home. Fitzsimmons not bunting, but takes outside 1-0. As a result of that, Hurd over at 3rd will back up a couple steps, as well as Hawk, the 1st baseman. Still nobody out in the inning. Comiskey led things off with a hit by pitch, and Fish walked, setting up Fitzsimmons, who takes a fastball, and it's in there for strike 1. Last time Fitzsimmons hit was back in the 2nd inning, where he ended it with a fly ball to the left fielder, Ethan Hughes. Ponies looking for more. Base hit to the outfield would give them their 2nd run of the ball game for a team that's averaging just under 7 runs per game in the month of July. 12 victories, 4 losses, 1 tie. Those 4 losses and tie are all against the Amsterdam Mohawks. The Ponies have yet to lose a game in July to a team not named Amsterdam. 1-1 pitch from Kahn. Just misses on the outside corner, 2-1.
And I don't hate the strategy not to bunt it here if you're the Stallions, because you need more than just a couple of runs. And Fitzsimmons is in a high leverage count here.
2-1 count. Matthew Kahn still towing the slab for Mohawk Valley. He's been the starter, and he's gone the whole way to this point in the ball game. Kicks and fires home, and it's low for a ball. Now 3-1. One more ball from Kahn, and the Ponies will have the bases loaded all by way of the base on balls. Comiskey was hit by the pitch, and Fish and Fitzsimmons have hit after him with Levinson on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Fitzsimmons does have extra base pop, 3 doubles and a home run this summer in the PGCBL in 15 games as a Stallion.
I put him in motion here.
Comiskey over at 2nd. Fish over at 1st, not going anywhere as Fitzsimmons will stay alive with a foul ball down the right field line. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Casey Comiskey over at 2nd. Brandon Fish over at 1st. Dylan Fitzsimmons in the batter's box, 0 for 1 at this point in the ball game. Kahn set at the belt. Pitch number 8 coming up from Kahn to Fitzsimmons. The payoff is low in the dirt. Ball 4. Fitzsimmons works the walk just like the batter before. Brandon Fish sets up Mike Levinson with the bases loaded and nobody out. And Steve Luby, the head coach for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, is going to make the signal to the bullpen. And go to the right-hander coming in for Mohawk Valley. Matthew Kahn in his 5th inning of work loads the bases with nobody out when we come back from Canton. Bases loaded for the Stallions after the Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen for Mohawk Valley. Brandon Rusnak comes in for the Diamond Dawgs. This is a guy who's pitched all summer long for Mohawk Valley. 9 appearances in 41 games of the Mohawk Valley season. 6.61 ERA, 3-2 record to this point in the summer of 2025. Rusnak has also thrown the most innings out of any Mohawk Valley pitcher as well, 31 1/3. The next closest is Walter Garrett with 30, but Rusnak has the bases loaded and nobody out to work out of, with Mike Levinson stepping in to bat after Fitzsimmons walked against Matt Kahn. Starting pitcher for Mohawk Valley loaded the bases. First pitch to Levinson, misses outside, 1-0.
And for Rusnak, a 6.61 ERA on the year and 31 1/3. He's the guy that's going to come in and give you length. Has to work out of a big hole here, and the Stallions need to break this game open with a big hit.
Rusnak set at the belt. Big guy fires home, misses outside, 2-0 on Levinson. This is a guy who's a really patient hitter for the Ponies. He walked his last time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Starting pitcher for Mohawk Valley, Matt Kahn, had 4 walks in 4+ innings against the Stallions lineup here tonight. The 2-0 pitch from Rusnak is fouled out of play for strike 1 on Levinson. This season for the Ponies, the third baseman is making his actually debut over there at the hot corner for the Ponies, in this being game number 8 as a Stallion, and to this point comes into today with a .389 batting average, 7 hits and 18 ABs. Looking for his signature Stallions moment. The 2-1, grounded over to second. Jones fields, goes the short way to first. Throw over to first, not in time. Stallions get a run across on the fielder's choice from Levinson. It's now a 5-2 ball game.
He does a job right there. Getting the run across and keeping the line moving. Stallions can bring another run home now on the sac fly.
Casey Comiskey comes in to score. And this is what the Stallions do best. Pass the baton approach on offense. Griffin Crane, the 10-hole hitter for the Ponies, steps in for his second plate appearance. The last time he hit was in the third, and he flew out to left against Matt Kahn. Runners on the corners and one out. First pitch to Crane is in there for strike one. Brandon Fish over at third. He walked in the inning. Mike Levinson over at first after he just reached on the RBI fielder's choice. Sets up Crane with an RBI opportunity. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs, 1-1. Crane was in the lineup last night against the Outlaws, where he was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Hit 10th last night against Oneonta as well, doing once more here tonight. The 1-1 from Rusnak, grounded in play over to second. Jones makes the sliding stop. He'll go over to first to get the shore out, but it's an RBI ground out from Crane. It's now a 5-3 ball game, and the Ponies still have a runner in scoring position.
Great play over there by Jones. Just stealing away an RBI single, but on that play, Crane still does get the single. And the Stallions cut this to a 2-run ball game. This is a great job of what we talked about a lot, Nick, over the last few days. Just getting the runners home whatever way possible. Cashing in 2 runs with the bases loaded and nobody out is more than acceptable.
Especially after Mohawk Valley played at 3 in the top half of the inning. They led 5-1. The Stallions have cut the lead in half. It's now 5-3. Jamie Z steps in. He takes upstairs 1-0. Z to this point in the ball game has both hits for the Stallions. One went for extra bases in the first, where he came around to score in that inning as well. And back in the third, he laid down a bunt single, but then was caught stealing in the inning. 2 for 2 line for him today. The 1-0 from Rusnak misses low in the dirt. Levinson gets a late break on it, but will retreat back to second base. Throw from the catcher, Moss, not in time. Tough break for Levinson over there at second.
Not a clean read on that one, and you don't want to test it and end the inning. Jamie Z in the hitter's count here. He's already 2 for 2 on the evening as well.
This is Z's 4th game back after he missed about a week's worth of time dealing with a little bit of a hand injury, but he's settled in nicely ever since he returned. He had 2 hits last night, scored 3 runs, already 2 hits here today. Rusnak set at the belt, kicks and fires home, and it's a big swing from Z, looking to tie the ball game on one swing. And Dan, this is a guy who has plenty of home run pop. 5 homers, 2 came in one game right here at Cantine against these very Diamond Dawgs. The 2-1 from Rusnak. Another big swing and a miss from Z as he shakes his head and nods out to the right-hander from Mohawk Valley, telling him, don't throw that again. You might pay for the price for that. Now the count sits at 2-2 with 2 outs in the inning, and the Stallions have already plated 2 runs. 5-3 ball game with Mike Levinson over at second. 2-2 pitch misses outside in 3-2.
Disciplined job here by Jamie Z. Just waiting for his here. He's pushed the count full.
Cam Carroll is on deck for the Stallions, 0 for 2 to this point in the game. Levinson over at second, not going anywhere. The payoff from Rusnak, swing and a miss, 4 strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game from Rusnak ends the bottom of the 5th inning, but it was after the Stallions played 2 runs to come across and cut the lead in half. It's now 5-3 Mohawk Valley going to the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th inning from Canton, Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shalom. We're now joined by one of our sideline reporters, Hannah Tampasses, up here in the Pack Hub broadcast booth. Hannah, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Nick. I went over to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs dugout where I talked to head coach Steve Luby about the remaining schedule. I got a direct quote for him where he stated, "You know what? You got to play who's on the schedule. Can't control that, and they have to bring their A game." Tonight, the Diamond Dawgs face the Stallions at Canton Field. They head to Utica tomorrow, where Utica is 7-3 in the past 10 games. And then on Tuesday, they travel to take on the division-leading Amsterdam Mohawks. Tonight, they either need to win over the Stallions or Boonville needs to lose against Glens Falls tomorrow in order to make the playoffs.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Mohawk Valley really has to play themselves into a playoff spot. They sit in 4th in the PGCBL East. 1.5 games back of the Utica Blue Sox, who sit in 3rd. Justin Hurd leads things off for Mohawk Valley. He swings and misses for strike one. But Dan, the Diamond Dawgs, they're really going to have to earn it if they want to play in the postseason.
They're going to have to bark their way to the playoffs. This is a tough schedule for them to finish things out. Listen, they only have to get through 12 more outs of baseball on a defensive side of things here with the 2-run lead, and they're in.
Osmond now towing the slab for his 2nd inning. Out of the bullpen for the Stallions, he pitched last inning and gave up 3 runs on 2 hits. He had 2 walks in that inning as well. But the Stallions need just 2 more victories to clinch 2nd place in the PGCBL East. Swing and a miss from Hurd for strike 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout for Osmond. It's the first strikeout for a Stallions pitcher here today in the ball game. 1 out in the 6th inning. Brings up Brandon Hauk, the first baseman for Mohawk Valley. 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch to this point in the ball game. But to put a bow on it, the Stallions are still mathematically alive to finish in 1st in the PGCBL. If with an Amsterdam win tonight, they will clinch the number 1 overall seed in the Eastern Conference for a 13th straight year under head coach Keith Griffin of Amsterdam. 1-0 count now on Hawk. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning and grounded into a fielder's choice that ended the 4th. The kick in the pitch from Osmond is swung and nubbed foul as he hit the
Should be catcher's interference.
And it is catcher's interference. He swung and knocked off Cameron Carroll's glove at home plate, so he will reach on the catcher's interference, which is scored as an error. 2nd error of the ball game for the Stallions. The other one was Virgil Heath back in the 1st inning when John Calabrese tried to lay down a bunt. On that play, Ethan Hughes came around to score as well. Mohawk Valley took the lead 1-0 on that play, and they haven't lost the lead ever since. They led 2-1 after the 1st, and now still lead 5-3 after 5 innings. With the top of the order due up next, Ethan Hughes steps up for his 4th plate appearance. 1-0 count on Osmond. Hughes has been on base twice. He walked and scored in the 5th. He singled and scored in the 1st, and grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the 2nd. 1 for 2 in this one. Osmond fires in a strike. 1-1 count with 1 out.
And Nick, you just got to look at the sunset here for a second here at Canton Field. It is just crazy out there and left. One of the more picturesque nights we've had here in Saugerties so far this season, and certainly setting up to be a nice finish here tonight. Just a 2-run ball game between the Diamond Dawgs and the Stallions.
Just about 8:40 p.m. here at Canton as Hughes hits a high fly ball out into left field. Fitzsimmons is on the track. He takes a look, and it's over the wall for a 2-run home run. Ethan Hughes gets the 2 runs. The Stallions scored in the bottom half of the 5th. Right back, a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. It's now 7-3 Diamond Dawgs.
Ethan Hughes showing off the power right there for the Diamond Dawgs. Just not a guy that you really want to be facing. That's his 2nd bomb of the year, and that one was hit to the deepest part of the ballpark out there in left center as well. Probably 400 feet for Hughes.
Hughes is now on base. 3 of his first 4 plate appearances here tonight as John Calabrese steps in and swings and misses for strike 1. Hughes has scored 3 runs and knocked in 2 more here tonight. And as we take another look at the home run swing from Hughes, a no-doubter into the great sunny sky here at Canton, New York. We were just talking about the sunset, and Ethan Hughes hit it right into it. 7-3 ball game for Mohawk Valley here in the 6th. 2-1 count on John Calabrese, the designated for Mohawk Valley's in the 2-hole tonight. 1 for 2 with a walk in this point in the ball game, just like Ethan Pugh singled and scored in the first and walked and scored in the fifth. It's now 3-1 count. Still no arm going in the bullpen either for the Stallions. Head coach Colin Martin going to let Osmond go here with a day off tomorrow. 3-1 pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner as Calabrese shakes his head, steps out of the batter's box to gather himself in what is now a full count with 1 out after the 2-run home run from leadoff man Ethan Pughes. Second home run of the season. Payoff pitch from Osmond, flied foul out of play, so we'll do it again at 3-2. 1 out in the inning. Osmond struck out Hurd to begin the inning, then Brandon Hauk reached because of a catcher's interference from Cameron Carroll behind the plate, and Pughes with the swing of the inning led 2 runs to come across. Broken bat bleeder over to first, Paso fields and flips to Osmond, covering just a step in front of Calabrese, hustling down the line for out number 2.
Nice play right there. Out of Osmond to bounce back from the home run, not let that get into his head. He's got 2 outs on the board. Still a 4-run ball game here in the 6th.
Osmond now has allowed 4 home runs here in the summer of 2025 as he misses with his first pitch to second baseman Tyler Jones. 3 of those have come up at Shuttleworth Park, where on all 3 of them probably would have been flyouts here at Cantine Field, but Jones pops this one in play in short center field. Comiskey makes the play for out number 3 in the inning. A 2-run home run from Ethan Pughes, his second in the summer of 2025, gives Mohawk Valley a 7-3 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. Yep. Bottom of the
And Nick, this could very well be a first-round matchup for both the Stallions and the Dogs here at Cantine Field. So the Stallions are getting a taste of what it's going to be like to play in the playoffs, and they're going to need to battle back.
Mohawk Valley currently sits in 4th. If the season ended today, they're in the playoffs, and they would face the top seed Amsterdam Mohawks, who just need one more victory tonight over the Glens Falls Dragons to clinch the top spot.
This sounds weird, but it actually might be better in the end if the Diamond Dogs do win here tonight for the Stallions, because the way the Blue Sox have been playing, they are hot right now, 6 in a row, not who you want to face in the first round in the PGCBL. And after this game, the Diamond Dogs will play Utica with a chance to gain the full game on them. They're currently 1.5 back, so they could be tied after tomorrow if they are to win.
And Boonville and the Utica Blue Sox are both off here tonight. A Mohawk Valley win would eliminate Boonville from playoff contention. They're in 5th place in the PGCBL East as Paso works the count back to full 3-2. The Stallions have 5 games left. They have a doubleheader up at Glens Falls on Monday, home game on Sunday. They need to find a way to scratch off a couple more victories, 2 more, and they would clinch the 2nd overall seed in the PGCBL East. 3-2 pitch is fouled out of play. We'll do it again at that count. Brendan Rusnak toeing the slab against Dylan Paso, the rising freshman to Notre Dame next year for the Fighting Irish. The 3-2 from Rusnak fouled off Paso's foot at the plate, so we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, Mohawk Valley leads 7-3. Cam Carroll led things off with a foul out pop-up to the shortstop, John Ramsey, who made a nice sliding play over there down the left field line. And the Amsterdam Mohawks currently lead the Glens Falls Dragons 8-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning up at Shuttleworth Park, so it looks like the Mohawks will go on and clinch the number 1 overall seed in the East for the 13th straight season under head coach Keith Griffin.
The Stallions will have off before facing the Mohawks and the Dragons over their next 2 games. Really time where they need to bear down, especially if they're going to drop it tonight. You go and play Amsterdam, and then you're at risk of being on the road in the first round. It's not a guarantee.
And they would end their season with the Utica Blue Sox as well, a team that's won 6 in a row and has won 8 of their last 10 ball games. They're getting hot at the right time, and it's a big reason why they currently sit in 3rd in the PGCBL East. Paso grounds this one over the right side. Hawk fields and fires over to Rusnak, covering. Paso beats it out for the infield single. First hit from a Stallion not named Jamie Z comes by way of a Dylan Paso infield single here in the 6th.
And it seemed like on that play it was going to be a beautiful defensive stop by Hawk. But Paso does a beautiful job beating it out. And now you got to really get something across here in the 6th with Dylan Paso helping you out a little bit.
Paso's now been on base 2 of his 3 plate appearances here tonight, a walk in the 1st and now an infield single in the 6th. Brings up Adonis Medina, who's 0 for 2, but with an RBI in the ball game. That came back in the 1st after he knocked into a fielder's choice. First pitch from Rusnak, fires in a fastball in there for strike 1. Medina hitting cleanup tonight. He's hit 1st, 2nd, and 5th before tonight, this being his first game in the cleanup spot. And Dan, I like the move from head coach Colin Martin. He's got home run pop. He homered in his first start as a Stallion up at Boonville against the Lumberjacks.
Definitely used it here.
Rusnak will check on Paso over at first base. Paso's not the biggest stolen base threat in the world. Coming into today, 29 games played, only 2 swipes of second base for the Ponies here in the summer of 2025. The 0-1 from Rusnak. Misses inside, 1-1 on Medina. Stallions need to find a way to scratch across some runs. They scored 2 last inning, but 3 straight zeros from the 2nd to the 4th have really allowed Mohawk Valley to grow the lead. It's 7-3 Diamond Dogs in the 6th. Slide step from Rusnak, and he nails Medina in the back. Second hit by pitch in the last 2 innings for Mohawk Valley pitchers. It allows Adonis Medina to reach base And the Ponies have a runner in scoring position now in back-to-back innings. Dylan Paso over at second, with Medina taking his spot over at first for the designated hitter, Logan Sanchez.
It's been a hit-by-pitch fest here tonight at Cantine Field. That's the 6th overall combined between these two sides, and Logan Sanchez really needs to deliver here for Saugerties. Just a blooper into the outfield will do a perfect job and cut into this Diamond Dogs lead.
Sanchez had an RBI last night against the Oneonta Outlaws. He was 1 for 5 in that ball game with an RBI sac fly. First pitch to him in there for strike, low in the zone. Home plate umpire Jeff Ramsdale signaling strike. Nothing in one count to Sanchez. To this point in the ball game, 0 for 2, a ground out to second and a fly out to left in the first and fourth respectively. The 0-1 from Rusnak on the outside corner for strike 2. Sanchez turns around to the dugout and has a quick word with Ramsdale, home plate umpire tonight. He's been a little inconsistent.
That one
with the
was
strike
there,
zone.
though, on the outside part of the plate. Can't fault him on that one. No balls and 2 strikes here to Sanchez.
Sanchez has 21 RBIs in 23 games played as a Pony, nearly averaging an RBI per game. Has a great opportunity with Dylan Paso over at second. The pitch is lined, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Paso will get the stop sign over at third, and the bases will be loaded for the Ponies here in the 6th inning, back-to-back innings, where the Stallions have loaded the bases.
I kind of wanted to send Dylan Paso right there from third base coach Ron Kelder. Weak fly ball into right. Olschlager not really known for the arm, but it makes sense now. You have the tying run at the plate in Casey Comiskey with 1 down. You just have to do your best to avoid the double play.
And Casey Comiskey's been one of the most hot hitters for the Stallions here in the summer of 2025. In his first 13 games, he just hit under 150, but since then in his last 20, his average has climbed all the way up to just under 300 at 298. Base is full of Ponies. First pitch to Comiskey is lined out into right field. Olschlager has a beat. He will drop the ball out in right field. Here comes Paso to score. Olschlager goes to second and gets the force out after Sanchez had to retreat back to first. But the Ponies get a run on the first error of the ball game for Mohawk Valley, 7-4, with runners on the corners.
And the Stallions a little bit unlucky there that Olschlager fired it a dart to second. It's basically the equivalent of a sac fly, but the Stallions cut the lead to 3.
Taking another look at that one. Olschlager helped out Rusnak after he dropped the ball out and right. He still gets an out regardless, and the Stallions are still happy with the play. A run comes around to score. Dylan Paso is the 4th Stallion to score here tonight. 7-4 ball game for Brandon Fish. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on the corner. Stallions still trailing by 3. 7-4. First pitch to Fish. Misses upstairs. Ball 1. Last time Fish was up, he had a great at-bat. Saw 10 pitches from from starting pitcher Matt Kahn. He would work the walk. Fitzsimmons, who is on deck, would walk after him. That knocked out Kahn, bringing in Rusnak. The 1-0 from the right-hander misses outside, 2-0 on Fish. Outside of the base on balls in the 5th, Brandon flied out to left in the 2nd inning. Had a big night last night against the Outlaws, 2 for 5, 2 RBI hits. One of those was a triple in the 5th inning against the Outlaws last night. The 13-3 victory. The 2-0 pitch misses low in the dirt. It's now 3-0 on the UMass Lowell product.
And don't swing unless there's something that you really love here, but 3-0 count, have a chance to load the bases once again here in this inning.
Stallions already cashed in 1. They had the bases loaded for Casey Comiskey. He knocked in Dylan Paso on the fly ball to right field. The 3-0 pitch misses up and away. Ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Fish. And Dylan Fitzsimmons now gets the bat with the bases loaded, looking to make it a 1-run ball game with a base hit to the outfield.
And Fitzsimmons, the last time he was at the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs, was in the walk-off win against the Utica Blue Sox in the bottom of the 10th. He's a guy who has been accustomed to hitting in clutch situations for the Stallions in the last week.
He also tied the ball game in the 8th at 2 with an RBI single before he walked it off in the 10th. a guy who's been hot recently. His batting average is up over 60 points in the last week of time. Big swing and a miss from the rising freshman to St. John's next year for strike one.
So the opportunities that the Stallions need to take advantage of. You're not going to win the game unless you get something here.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Medina at third, Comiskey at second, Fish over at first. The 0-1 from Rusnak to Fitzsimmons on the outside corner for strike 2. Stallions down to their last strike of the inning.
Ramsdale wasn't calling that one in the last at-bat. He calls it here. Just inconsistent. That could be a strike if he's been calling a strike all day, but wasn't there in my opinion.
Call goes against the Stallions. The 0-2 from Rusnak on the outside corner. Very similar spot. This
It's
one
the same exact
for a
spot
ball.
as the last one. It's been ball strike, now ball here. It's 1-2 count, but still, that's a prime example right there of Ramsdale not calling the same pitch.
Regardless, it's a 1-2 count against Fitzsimmons. The kick and the pitch to Rusnak. Breaking ball in the outside corner. That one looked like it was in a similar spot as well. But regardless, it's a 2-2 count now on Fitzsimmons. Back-to-back home games for the Stallions where Ramsdale has been behind the plate.
And for Rusnak right there, he's pitched to the same spot in this at-bat. 2 of them have been called for strikes, 2 for balls.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 7-4 ball game. Bases full of ponies. Fitzsimmons fouls it off the catcher, Moss. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Adonis Medina over at third. Casey Comiskey on second. Brandon Fish on first. Brendan Rusnak looking for the put-away pitch against Dylan Fitzsimmons, who with a base hit to the outfield could make it a 1-run ball game, making it a 7-6 game. But a grand slam would give the Stallions a 1-run lead, 8-7. Fitzsimmons has home run pop. He homered against the Glens Falls Dragons in early July. The 2-2 from Rusnak. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rusnak goes with the changeup and fools Fitzsimmons for the strikeout. Stallions played a run in the inning, but leave them loaded. It's 7-4 from Cantine when we come back.
Five earned. 5 earned. Yeah. 3 hits. Welcome back to Saugerties. Dan Challen with you alongside Nick Zuppi. Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen here for the Stallions. In the top half of the 7th, it's going to be Jake Martino on the bump for his 3rd appearance in relief of Keller Osbin. who had a rough rollout there today for the Stallions.
Got knocked around a little bit, gave up 3 hits in 2 innings. One of those was a 2-run homer to Ethan Hughes. He also had 3 walks as well, just had a hard time consistently commanding the zone.
Martino so far this season, just 3 innings pitched, has not allowed a run though so far. Rising freshman, just graduated Kingston High School, deals a first pitch ball to Jaden Ross.
Dan, the last time Martino pitched, he was perfect right here at Cantine against the Boonville Lumberjacks back on July 21st. He pitched the 6th and the 7th. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout.
Has to do his best here to keep this a 3-run ball game. He's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Ross, who is 0 for 2 today. Martino shakes off the sign, now deals. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, ring him up on the inside corner. 1 down here for Jake Martino in the 7th.
Martino picking up right where he left off against the Lumberjacks with a strikeout of Ross. Gets him looking for the first out of the 7th.
Backwards K brings up Ian Olschlager, the right fielder. Was hit by the pitch in the 1st, grounded out to short in the 3rd, and then a walk back in the 5th. First pitch swinging, chops it foul on the 3rd base side. First strike 1. Here's the pitch. Can hear an audible reaction there from the Stallions dugout after that pitch. Not sure where it missed. It was seeming like it hit the outer half of the zone, but once again, Jeff Ramsdale calling a ball. And now it's 1-2.
Dan, if it were one thing if Ramsdale was consistently calling a ball a strike, but with Ramsdale, you don't really know what's going to be a strike. Sometimes it's out, sometimes it's in, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. If he was consistently calling the same pitch a strike, then people would not be complaining.
The 1-2. Olschlager stays alive. Stallion staff has only 1 strikeout so far in this game against the Diamond Dawgs, who lead the PGCBL in strikeouts per game. That number is sitting at just around 9. Well, why don't you make that 3 Ks on the day now for the Diamond Dawgs? It's back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Martino out of the pen, and there's 2 down.
Martino's throwing strikes. That's the name of the game for a pitcher. You got to command the strike zone, and he's doing so really effectively right now. 2 straight strikeouts to start his outing.
John Ramsey, the shortstop, steps in for his 4th plate appearance of the night. Hits the first pitch into center field. Crane drifts back, makes the play. 1-2-3 inning out of the pen from Jake Martino. Gives the Stallions bats a little bit of a cushion. Gives them some momentum going into the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Cantine Field with the Stallions down by 3. Welcome back to Saugerties. Dan Challen with you alongside Nick Zuppi. Dallas Hot Wieners called to the bullpen. Here for the Diamond Dogs in the 7th, it's Ryan Callahan on the bump, a 9.92 ERA for him. In 9 appearances so far this season, deals a first pitch ball here to Mike Levinson. Nick, maybe just the guy the Stallions need on the bump to start generating some momentum offensively.
They've scored 4 runs here today, only on 4 hits, and 2 of those have come from the same person, Jamie Z. Rusnak supports a 9.9 ERA, like you mentioned, just about a strikeout and walk per inning, 15 in 16 innings pitched.
2-0. Levinson just fouls it back. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's teammates in college with Ian Olschlager, who is out there in right field for the Diamond Dogs here tonight, both playing at RPI and both batted above 350 with the Engineers in their freshman seasons. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Levinson.
And Levinson's currently hitting over 350 for the Ponies as well, comes into tonight with a near 375 batting average. In short time as a Stallion, he's only played in 7 games.
Callahan set at the belt. Here's the pitch. High and away, and the count goes full. For Brendan Rusnak, came in relief of Matthew Kahn. 2 innings for him, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 Ks. And it could have been a lot more. Stallions left the bases loaded in the 6th. The payoff. A lazy fly ball into right. Olschlager is under it, and he makes the play on his RPI teammate. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. Ten-hole hitter Griffin Crane stepping into the box. Has an RBI in this game, but outside of that, a fly out into left. Trying to create a spark for the Stallions offense at the bottom of the order. Saugerties today with just 4 hits on the board. They do have 4 runs. First pitch misses down and away. Crane thought about the bunt. And ironically, in the 1 inning where they put up more than a run, they didn't have a hit. It was all walks or hit by pitches from the Diamond Dawgs staff. 1-0. Crane flies it into center field. Ross makes the play. 2 balls to the outfield, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Top of the order rolling around now for the Ponies. Jamie Z steps in, 2 outs. He's just the guy to start a rally. He's been on base twice tonight.
And definitely the guy the Stallions want up, given how significant this game is. Saugerties can secure the 3-seed or better with a win, and the Diamond Dogs clinch a playoff berth here tonight with a victory. First pitch to Z is bounced in the dirt for ball 1. And the Stallions have had comebacks here in the late innings against the Diamond Dogs before, most notably in the playoffs, where they trailed 4-2 going into the bottom of the 8th, and then a 3 spot to advance themselves into the PGCBL East Finals with a 5-4 win. 1-0 is cut on and missed by Z. And we could very well see another matchup between these two sides here in a week's time at Cantine Field. Totally depends on how the playoff picture sets itself, but Stallions only with 4 games left to go here in the summer of 2025 in the regular season. And Jamie Z finds himself down 1-2.
And these 2 teams, Dan, have played each other really closely as well. Stallions have won 3. Mohawk Valley has won 2. If they hold on today, season series would be split 3 wins apiece.
Callahan fires. Strike 3 called at the bottom of the zone. 1-2-3 inning by Ryan Callahan out of the pen. We go to the 8th. Stallions trailing by 3. Eighth inning here in Saugerties. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi. Jake Martino out there for his second inning of work, and he did a great job in the seventh. A 1-2-3 inning. He faces Thomas Moss to start things in the eighth. Diamond Dawgs leading this game by 3, and they are just 6 outs away from clinching themselves a playoff spot.
They came into today's matchup with the Stallions, 4th in the PGCBL East, 2 games ahead of the Boonville Lumberjacks, who are in 5th.
Fastball, bottom of the zone, called for a strike. It's 2-1. Moss grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end off the 5th inning, in which the Diamond Dawgs had already had 3 across. And if the Stallions are to have a comeback here, you really would cite that play as the thing that limited damage. Since then, the Diamond Dawgs have just put up 2 runs, and that coming off the Ethan Hughes homer. 2-2 pitch, weakly hit, and up the middle through for a leadoff single. Martino didn't even give up hard contact right there, just hit to an unfortunate spot. Runner at first, with nobody out for Justin Hurd, the third baseman, and that's the first hit for the Diamond Dawgs since the Ethan Hughes 2-run home run. Snap throw down to first. Not in time, says Ronaldo Cockrum. And we'll take another look at that play. Cheating over there at first was Moss, and it really seemed like Carroll got him over there at first.
Carroll's done a nice job of showing off his arm all night long. 2 caught stealings, 1 in the first inning and 1 in the second. Now almost catches Moss leaning over at first.
Moss offered at it, fouls it back 1-1, and that would have been a big out for the Stallions to get Moss off the base paths, especially already trailing this game by 3 runs. They're going to need some late inning magic against the Diamond Dawgs. They've come back from at least 2 runs down in the 8th twice against Mohawk Valley over the last 2 years, and we'll need to do it again here tonight. Hurd got the bunt down, but it bounces off of Cam Carroll behind the dish, and he's now in a 2-strike count. Diamond Dawgs searching for insurance here in the top of the 8th.
Leading by 3. Stallions offense really hasn't had an answer for the Mohawk Valley pitching staff here tonight. For a staff as a whole that has the second lowest opponent's batting average in the PGCBL at just under 230 on the season.
Certainly haven't hit like those numbers here tonight. 7 runs on 7 hits. Strike 3 called by Jeff Ramsdale. And there's 1 down. Martino with his 3rd strikeout of this outing.
He's looked really good for the Stallions here today. A 1-2-3 7th, 2 strikeouts. Now he gets another strikeout in the 8th. He's throwing strikes, making Mohawk Valley hit their way into the run column.
Brendan Hawk, the 9-hole hitter at the plate. Last at-bat reached on the catcher's interference by Cam Carroll. Takes a first pitch strike at the bottom of the zone. Stallions really need to get the bats back into the dugout. They have 2, 3, 4 due up in the bottom of the 8th, but they got to take care of the top of the 8th first. Give a check over at first on Moss, who was nearly nabbed by Carroll just a batter ago. Hawk has played in the most games for the Diamond Dawgs here in the summer of 2025, this being his 36th, and Mohawk Valley's now in their 41st. No ball, 2-strike count here on Hawk.
And he's done a nice job on the season. 241 batting average, 17 RBIs. Been a consistent bat for the Ponies.
The 0-2. Fouled straight back to the screen, and we'll do it again. At no balls and 2 strikes, with Moss sitting at first. And 1 down. Martino set. Here's the pitch.
Jeff Ramsdale, where is that one? Perfectly placed slider on the outside corner.
The Stallions dugout was not happy about that most recent call, letting Ramsdale know. 1-2. Fouled off, and it's been inconsistent all day. Did ring up Hurd. Most recent at bat with the strikeout, and just giving a stop sign over to the Stallions dugout. Doesn't want to hear too much from them. Another check at first. Nobody's going anywhere.
Dan, he had to do the same thing last time the Stallions played here at Cantine as well. They were letting Ramsdale know, and he said enough.
He also apologized for a call last time as well. Something you rarely see from an umpire. Hard hit ball over to second. Comiskey can't make the play. It's a second single in this inning here for the Diamond Dogs. They've got runners at first and second with one down, and you really look back to Ramsdale's call on that outside slider. There could be 2 outs on the board right now for Saugerties. Ramsdale calls time. He's just getting some extra balls from the bat boy. But now Martino's got some trouble to work out of.
Top of the order coming around for the Diamond Dogs. He had a perfect opportunity to get out of things with the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. 2 of those guys have notched singles. Now the guy who's had the swing of the night, Ethan Pugh, steps in with another RBI opportunity.
Ethan Pughes had a jack his last time up in the 6th. A 2-run home run to deep left center. And a home run here would certainly put the game out of reach. First pitch from Martino. Big cut to miss for strike 1.
Despite allowing 2 of the 3 runners to reach base here in the inning, Martino started ahead on every single hitter here in this top of the 8th.
Martino fires. Ground ball over to third. Going to the bag is Levinson. He throws across the diamond. In time. What a stretch by Dylan Passo. And Martino gets the double play. Stallions defense keeping them in the game.
Levinson making his debut for the Stallions at the hot corner here today. His second great defensive play of the night. This one gets them out of the inning. A 5-3 double play over to Passo. And how about the stretch from the Notre Dame freshman as well?
They certainly will take it. Stallions 2, 3, 4 coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us. Bottom of the 8th, Stallions looking for a comeback. Trailing by 3. It's going to be Cam Carroll, Dylan Passo, Adonis Medina. For Saugerties. Carroll 0 for 3 tonight. Callahan still out there for his second inning of work and did a great job in the first one, a 1-2-3-7.
He ended things with a strikeout looking of Jamie Z. Back-to-back strikeouts for him after two hits in his first 2 plate appearances, but Callahan's looked good so far.
First pitch from him here in the bottom of the 8th is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Stallions offense, nothing last inning, but before that, 3 runs between the 6th and the 5th. They need to get going here if they want to claw back into this game. Carroll, a high chopper over to second. Jones fields the 2-hopper, throws to first. 1 down. That is 4 in a row retired. Callahan's faced the minimum out of the pen.
And he's doing so from a little bit of a 3/4 arm angle. He's not the traditional over-the-top relief pitcher for Mohawk Valley, stifling these Stallion hitters so far in the latter half of this ball game.
Dylan Passo at the plate. Has to back up in the box on the first pitch. Passo has one of the 4 Stallion hits here tonight. 2 of them coming in the 6th, and then the other 2 coming from Jamie Z. Two balls, no strikes. Here to Passo.
Cole Geedy in the bullpen for Mohawk Valley. The southpaw has made 8 appearances for the Diamond Dogs. He's getting hot in the pen.
Does not have a save so far this season, and neither does Callahan. The only 2 players on the team that do are Aiden Colagrande, who was perfect to start out this season with 9 innings pitched and no runs before the Stallions blew him up at Veterans Memorial Park, and Brendan Miller also with 2. Walk here to Passo. Stallions have a runner on in the 8th.
Passo's had a really good ball game at this point, on base 3 of 4 times, 2 walks and a single. And he also came around to score a run as well. That was back in the 6th.
Medina at the dish. Here's the first pitch. Misses inside for ball 1. Passo at first. The pitch. Backs Medina off the plate. That is now 6 straight balls out of Callahan.
Stallions still need to find a way for Medina to reach base. That would bring the tying run to the plate.
Medina with a high fly ball into center field. Ross under it makes the play. 2 down here in the 8th after the 1-out walk to Passo.
6 straight misses from Callahan. He throws a fastball down the middle, and Medina was just underneath it a little bit, flying it out to center field.
Logan Sanchez will be next here for the Stallions. Had a single in his last at-bat in the 6th. Overall, 1 for 3 today. Stallions would love to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th and not have to leave it all to the 9th. Sanchez first pitch swinging. Loose one to the right side, out of play. No arm going out there in the pen, so it will be, as of right now, Martino for the 9th inning for Saugerties. And if the Stallions are to not score here in the 8th, it would be a save situation in the bottom of the 9th for whichever Diamond Dogs pitcher is on the bump. The 0-1. Misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stallions at risk of losing 2 in a row here at home for the first time this season. That's how well that they've played here at Cantine Field. 1-1. And Sanchez hits a missile into deep left field. That ball is gone. Logan Sanchez, his first bomb of the season. And it's a 1-run game.
Just like that, the Ponies are alive. Sanchez rockets that one out to left. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
Gives the Stallions life and makes this game way more interesting. And you kind of been waiting for Sanchez to have the big blast, and there it finally is. He joins the club of 6 other Ponies who have a home run this season.
Jamie Z has the most with 5, tied for second in the PGCBL, but that's a big swing from Sanchez. Now the Stallions only need 1 run next inning in the ninth.
That certainly puts a lot more pressure on whichever Diamond Dog arm is going to be out there in the bottom half of the ninth. Stallions still with no arm out there in the pen. Seems like they're going to rock with Martino in the ninth. 7-6 ball game here in the bottom of the eighth, and Comiskey slaps one up the middle and through. 2-out single, back-to-back hits. Stallions offense starting to come alive here in the eighth.
They're really driving the baseball as well. Sanchez lines a home run out of here at Cantine. Comiskey lines one up the middle for a base hit. Balls are starting to find the barrels for the Ponies.
And Steve Luby is not going to let Ryan Callahan be out there for any longer. A Dallas Hot Wiener is called to the bullpen here in the bottom half of the eighth, with Comiskey out first, Brandon Fish set to come to the dish, and 2 down when we come back. Cole Geedy. Yeah. Bottom of the eighth, the Stallions have 2 runs across already and are threatening for more, with Brandon Fish set to come to the dish. And the Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen is for Cole Geedy, who has a 6.10 ERA coming into this game through 10 1/3. Looking for what would be a 4-out save against the Stallions.
The walk really hurt Skeety as well. 9 walks in just over 10 innings pitched. He's in a favorable matchup here to start in the eighth. Brandon Fish hits from the lefty side.
Comiskey at first. Tight ball game here at Cantine Field. Feels like it's always that way when the Stallions and Diamond Dogs meet up. And Saugerties looking for some late game antics once again here with 5 games to go. First pitch. Inside an eclipse Fish. Runners at first and second. Steve Luby is out of the dugout, and he wants an explanation from Jeff Ramsdale.
Fish didn't really get out of the batter's box. He was trying to stay in there and swing, but Ramsdale says it clipped him. And Dan, as a whole, this really feels like a playoff game. I know it's about a week away, but these two teams most likely will be in the postseason. This one feels like a playoff atmosphere here, can't I?
And now Mr. Clutch comes to the plate with the tying run into scoring position. Fitzsimmons tied up the Utica game 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Just a few days ago, Stallions would go on to win that one 4-3, and they need another big hit from him here. First pitch is a called strike at the top of the zone. Runners at first and second. Logan Sanchez providing the big blast for Saugerties here in the bottom of the 8th. A 2-run shot. Second home run of the game between these two teams. A 1. Big breaker that never comes down. 1-1. Comiskey's got a decent amount of speed over there at second base. A ball to the outfield. He should get the windmill over there at third.
He's got great speed. He leads the team in stolen bases with 15. 2 outs, crack of the bat. He's going to be moving. Down by 1. It's now or never for the Ponies.
1-1. Big cut and a miss out of Fitzsimmons. He went down swinging in his last at-bat to end the inning in the bottom half of the 6th. That was to Ryan Callahan. So looking to avoid that here against Cole Geedy with the tying and go-ahead runs on base. A big at-bat here in the bottom half of the 8th. 2 runs already across, and the Stallions looking for more. Geedy fires. He spikes it in the dirt. Both runners are going to move up 90 feet on the wild pitch.
That's massive for the Ponies. Go-ahead run is on second base.
The tying run at third. And now Geedy really has to be careful that he doesn't spike another pitch, because if he does, the tying run will come home to score. High leverage situation here in the bottom of the 8th with Dylan Fitzsimmons at the plate. He does not have a base hit yet today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 on and 2 across here in the bottom of the 8th. Geedy fires. High fastball that goes off the glove of Moss. Comiskey is chugging home, and he will be in there without a throw. We're tied at 7.
2-out rally, something the Ponies really haven't had in a long time. Logan Sanchez, a 2-run homer. Comiskey singles and then comes around to score later on in the inning.
That's back-to-back wild pitches out of Geedy. And it hurts him gravely. It's a 7-7 ball game, and the go-ahead run sits at third and Brandon Fish. A full count with 2 outs here to Fitzsimmons. He flares a ball into left field. That one is going to get down. A one-hopper off the wall. Fitzsimmons is at second. He delivers the go-ahead RBI double in the bottom of the 8th. A 4-run inning for the Stallions, and they lead at 8-7.
The Ponies are galloping here in the 8th. 4 runs, 2 extra base hits. Sanchez and now Fitzsimmons. Danny does it again. It's like every time the Stallions need a big hit late on the ball game, it's Fitzsimmons delivering it.
And that one, once again, he's not trying to do too much. Just serves the ball into the left center field gap. And now the Stallions can close it down in the 9th with 3 outs, but can still add more here with Mike Levinson at the plate. A disaster outing for Cole Geedy comes into the game, and the 3 runs come across.
And for manager Steve Luby, it was the right move. 2 lefties coming up, Fish and Fitzsimmons. For the lefty Geedy, he only needed to get 1 of them, and he got none of them.
3 runs go down on Callahan's line. First pitch strike here to Levinson. Geedy is responsible for Fish coming home, and Fitzsimmons if he is to score. Stallions, a 4-run bottom of the 8th here against the Diamond Dawgs, have taken a 1-run lead. Gritty stuff. Sky-high pop over to second. Jones has a read. He makes the play. The Stallions take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. All 4 runs, headlined by a 2-run home run from Logan Sanchez. And they need to close it out in the 9th with the Diamond Dawgs down to their final 3 outs. Back here in Saugerties and how the tables have turned. A 4-run, bottom of the 8th for the Stallions. They lead things 8-7 and are the cusp of securing themselves the 3 seed or better here in the PGCBL East. And they need 3 more outs against the Diamond Dawgs. Jake Martino is going to go for the final 3 outs, and he's looking for the win in this game. Came in with the Stallions behind, and they've come all the way back. Similar to their playoff comeback against the Diamond Dawgs last season as well. He'll have to do it against the heart of the order, though, here for the Diamond Dawgs. 2-3-4 set to come to the dish in the top half of the 9th. The Stallions do have an arm out there in the pen who is starting to throw if Martino runs into some trouble. The 2-0 pitch right down Broadway for strike 1.
Dan, it's been the young guys so far in the latter half of this ball game. Fitzsimmons, the rising freshman of St. John's, gives them the lead 8-7, and Martino, the previous 2 innings, scoreless. Rising freshman of college next year himself.
Weak fly ball into left field. Fitzsimmons moves over. 2 outs left to go here in the 9th. And Nick, this is really, if the Stallions are to close this out, just what you want to see ahead of the playoffs. They were down in this game by 4 runs at one point.
We were talking about a little bit last inning. This game felt like a playoff atmosphere at home. You're playing the Diamond Dawgs, a team that you beat in the playoffs last year. It was really a now or never moment in the 8th, and the Stallions said, right now, we're going to take the lead.
Tyler Jones takes a first pitch strike. Diamond Dawgs can also tie this game with 1 swing of the bat. Martino has done a nice job over what has been 2 1/3 innings of work for him. Called strike on the inside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Diamond Dawgs, with the loss here tonight, will keep the door open for Boonville if this current score line stands, which is something the Lumberjacks will have to say a big thank you for to the Stallions if this result is to hold.
You got a feel for Mohawk Valley, though. You're 6 defensive outs away from clinching a playoff spot, up by 3, but you give up 4 runs in 1 inning. Now they're down to their final 2 outs.
And Martino steps off. This game near identical to the July 10th matchup last year between these two sides. The 0-2 pitch is just fouled off, where the Stallions trailed in that game by 5 and put up a 5-run bottom half of the 8th to go on to win it 8-7, and on the cusp of winning 8-7 once again here tonight. And Nick, you and I have talked about it plenty. If Saugerties is to go on to win here, that's going to be a series of stretches now where they have had a late inning comeback at home to go on and win by 1 run.
And that's why it's so pivotal for the Ponies to get a playoff matchup at home in the first round before you have to go up to Shuttleworth and take on the Mohawks, since they defeated Glens Falls here today.
Martino gets the sign. The pitch. Strike 3 got him swinging. Carroll's got to throw down to first. He doesn't realize it. The throw is in time. And the Stallions dugout giving it to Jeff Ramsdale. He didn't communicate it clearly to Cameron Carroll that it was a drop third strike, and that's why Carroll waited so long to throw it down. Regardless, the Diamond Dawgs are down to their final out of this game with Jaden Ross at the plate. This would be a big win for the Stallions, would secure them the 3-seed or better in the PGCBL East playoffs. Here's the first pitch. Just misses on the outside part of the plate. One-0. Same spot, called for a strike. If the Diamond Dawgs are to go on to lose tonight, they've got a daunting task ahead of them. You got to win at least one against the Utica Blue Sox or the Amsterdam Mohawks on the road, and they are down to their final strike of the ballgame.
Martino's pumping the zone. He's 1 strike away. He just struck out Tyler Jones, the batter before. Just one more, and the Ponies are going home happy with a W.
Looking for back-to-back Ks and the 5th strikeout overall to end off the game and get the win. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Martino fires, and he misses high and away. 2-2. A 2 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs. Ponies up by 1. The pitch. Strike 3. Got him swinging. Martino shuts the door, and the Stallions have secured themselves the 3-seed or better in the PGCBL East playoffs. 8-7. You're fine.
Ponies are smoking hot in July. They now go to 13-4-1. The only team that they either lost or tied to is the Amsterdam Mohawks. The Ponies are galloping their way into the postseason.
Talk about an uphill climb now for Mohawk Valley. They've got to win a game in Utica or in Amsterdam to end the season, and that is no easy task.
Especially about the Utica Blue Sox. This is a team that's on fire. They've won 6 in a row, 8 of their last 10. That's a real daunting task and a hard ask of players if you're manager Steve Luby for Mohawk Valley.
And how about the Boonville Lumberjacks? They are back in the conversation, and they got to be feeling good as well. They knocked off Amsterdam last night up there at Robert Smith Sports Complex, and they will have a chance to sneak their way into the picture now.
The Lumberjacks, they lost 10 in a row before beating the Mohawks last night. It's been a tale of 2 seasons for them, but they're somehow still alive.
Anything can happen down the stretch. And for Saugerties, Nick, it helps them out a little bit more now because they only need 1 more win now for that 2nd seed in the East.
Ponies are rolling.
No other way to say it. A guy who does know how the Ponies are rolling is Jake Martino. He's with our Hannah Tampassis to talk about tonight's win.
I'm here with pitcher Jake Martino, who has been awarded Player of the Game. Now, Jake, tell us, how do you feel to be named Player of the Game? Now, you had a big save coming into the 7th. How did you handle the pressure?
I mean, I wasn't really nervous or anything. I've been pitching well the whole year, so I just went out there and trusted what I had and got the job done.
Now, you've been on a roll this season. How do you plan to maintain it?
Just keep doing what I'm doing.
All right, congratulations. Thank you so much.
No better way to say it, Hannah. That's Jake in for the final 3 outs of this ball game. Gets it in the 9th, and then the other 2 in the 7th and 8th. Does a fantastic job. And the Stallions win 8-7. Some thank yous to hand out here tonight to our producer, Bella Holleran, our sideline reporters, Henry Hipschman and Hannah Tampassis, to my partner, Nick Zuppi. Stallions have off tomorrow. We will see you back here on Sunday night against the Amsterdam Mohawks as the Stallions look to lock up the 2 seed in the East.